Hi, welcome to another episode of Genesis Paranormal Experience. Del Boy speaking. This is part 2 of the little boy called Tom. Now this is video footage to back up the photographic evidence that were in part 1. You'll find this interesting because we actually find out on this footage that there is a couple of entities in this house, but there is one entity that Tom is very fearful of. When we were called to this house, there were a lot of disruption to this people's families. One of the children were sleeping never because of something that were unexplained. But we're going to play this next clip and I'm going to talk you through it. You'll be introduced to Tom, and you'll actually be introduced to, I believe, is the entity that were in the photographic evidence in part 1 that Tom is very fearful from. So without further ado, we'll carry on and I'll talk you through this footage. The lady you're looking at now is the lady of the house. This is Gemma. You will see different coloured structures. I'll try to explain the best I can as to who they are. As you can see, the big plastic toy that this entity allegedly had in its arm is there at the back of Gemma. Now Gemma has got another entity stuck to her now that is not Gemma. The one you've got is not Gemma. The red one that was just stuck to Gemma is now attached to me. I do have a feeling that it's a little bit inquisitive as to what's going on, or why me, Del Boy, yet again is showing so much interest in the cupboard. And I feel the frustration from this red entity is because I think it finally realizes that we have an understanding that Tom probably died of abuse, and this entity could have had something to do with this. There is no proof, this is all assumption, but there must be a reason why this red entity is so inquisitive about all three of us, me, Gemma and JC, who you see now. And it does get really frustrated, as you can see. That was that red entity. That red entity is really frustrated. Back to me now. Very shortly, extremely anxious red entity, but just around any time now we get a showing from Tom. Welcome to Tom. Tom is actually sat in the cot that Gemma's son sleeps in that didn't sleep. This is JC yet again, holding her hand out to engage with a spirit child. The spirit child is hugging me. It is stuck to me. What I do in my daily life, I deal with abused, neglected children. Tom has a full understanding of this. He is now holding Julie's hand. He has got his right hand up for security to be near me. This happens in real life, people. This happens in real life. But it also happens in spirit world, which I've proved here. Tom is at peace at the moment, because he has me backing him up and JC that yet again is interacting. Now this is where things get funny. Gemma, the lady of the house, as you see, there's a different entity in her now. Now Gemma attempts, when Tom actually comes back, once the sensor picks him up. Now if you have a look, Tom's hands are away from Gemma. It refuses to interact with Gemma. Tom is actually holding my hand. He's putting his hands towards me. It's not Gemma that he's frightened of. It's the entity that's between Gemma and Tom. He refuses to interact in any way, shape or form. I feel, and JC feel, and it makes perfect sense, that the entity that is blocking interaction between Gemma and Tom is the entity that JC caught in part 1, where we did the photographic evidence. Julie puts her hand out to try and calm Tom. Gemma can't understand why Tom won't interact with her. He tries again. No, Tom's not having none of it. He's now holding JC's hand, but he's at peace with me and JC. But whatever stands between Gemma and him is the thing that he's fearful of. So you've had part 1, which was the photographic evidence of an entity we picked up. I went to great lengths to prove that it was an entity and nothing from this side of the mirror. Then we moved in with my little toy, my sensor, which is not what you think it is. And proved 2 things: that there is a young boy that Gemma, the lady of the house, has started speaking to as her own child, which has calmed things down in the house. Her son is now sleeping. There's very, very, very little disturbance at all, so we brought closure to that. But there is still 2 entities. An entity that is Tom, which is the child that wants to play with children's toys in a child's bedroom. But Gemma's done the sensible thing and actually put children's toys in the cupboard. So Tom can play all night without coming out. But you've also seen there is 1 entity in the house that Tom will not interact with. What the connection is between that, I'll not know, or neither will you, until the good Lord takes me, should it be him that takes me. But until then, this is photographic evidence of full interaction between spirit and human. Remember this: you don't have to hunt a ghost, because there's one sat at the side here now watching me telling you that it's sat at the side here, if you understood that. So anyway, until next time, from Genesis Paranormal Experience, I will say goodbye, but as YouTube link, which is Genesis Paranormal Experience, please, any questions, start a conversation. please subscribe. And it is actually linked to our website, which is www.genesisParanormalExperience.wordpress.com. Keep your eye out for updates. There is a lot of activity out there and I'm not getting much sleep. But I'm bringing to you the truth. Heaven and hell is maybe not what you think it is. So, thanks for watching. Until next time.